Before we get started, I wanted to share something. So Jennifer and I just moved. We rented a house that we're renting for like the next year, and we, wanted to decorate a little bit. And one of the things that I was looking at is in the dining room, I wanted to have a painting. And I've been looking on like Facebook Marketplace. I've been kind of just like browsing art, and I'm like, I don't really find anything that I love for the dining room. And I thought to myself, why don't I just have ChatGPT and AI create a piece of art that is personal to us, but in the flavor or the texture or the art style that we want, that could be great. So I basically, I use ChatGPT for almost everything. Like if I travel, if I'm asking questions to optimize things. So it knows me really, really well. So there's some really interesting prompts you can go and ask around your psychology, your strengths, your weaknesses, really, really cool stuff. So it's like, well, everything you know about Jennifer and I, and everywhere we've traveled, help me to create a piece of art that we can hang in our living room. It would be like, a very large piece of art, maybe 36 by 48 by 36, or just a large piece of art. And it came back and it gave me something pretty cool, but I was like, yeah, the colors I don't love. Let's make it in the style of Van Gogh. And specifically, these are places we've traveled. And so I came back after a few iterations, just in 10 minutes, and it came up with this. And, we've traveled to Japan and seen the cherry blossoms. We've been to, Paris and Rome and London, and we live in Miami by the beach. So it really encompassed all of these elements to us and of our journey in the last 10 years. And I had it add our name, but I don't know if we want to keep the name. But it's just another example of something that you can do with ChatGPT and start incorporating it into what you do. And I think I'm going to get it printed on some kind of metallic paper, get it framed really nicely. But that was kind of a cool thing that we were doing. What do you guys think? We're going to do some product development. I think it might blow you away. If you've never used ChatGPT for product development, it is insane. There is an entire bonus section today's class that I'm going to include in the deck. So the deck is hundreds of, slides, but a lot of it is about training in content altogether. So once you launch a product and you need to create A+ content and other content, Midjourney is sometimes better, or often better. So we really like Midjourney for that. But there are ways to train your Midjourney for personalization so that it really understands you and your styles. And so there's tutorials that I've included in the deck specifically for you that we probably won't cover in the class. Today's class is really going to be around product development with AI. Like, how do we use AI to evaluate design and make a better product? And then we're going to talk about validating those designs. So we're going to talk about what are the different tools that we can use to make sure that what we design is awesome, right? And so you guys know me from yesterday, if you already didn't, and this is class number 2. Tomorrow, we're going to talk about budget planning, really making sure that we nail our budgets and when we lay money out, how to negotiate with factories. We're going to be sourcing your products and your samples, finding factories and sourcing those. And we're also going to touch on, just the main tips and tricks around logistics, customization, costs of customization. So everything to do with actually manufacturing your product and the logistics on it. And then we'll have a 4th day in a couple weeks once, hopefully you've got some samples in, you've gone through this process a few more times over the next couple weeks, and then we'll have a follow-up Q&A and, expert panel, some other people joining me where you guys can ask some questions. So today is really, how do you design a better product, right? We talked yesterday around evaluating what the current sellers are doing. How are they getting their sales? We spoke around how reviews used to be a moat. That was the thesis, right? Like if you buy a product with 10,000 reviews, you're pretty much going to stay the best forever. That's not the case. We know that people want something nicer, better. And then the process to design products in the past was so painful. Hiring a product designer or an artist to give you concepts, you're like, give me 5 concepts, here's a few $1,000s, and then 2 weeks later you'd get like 4 or 5 concepts, and 1 was okay, maybe 2 were okay, and then 3 weren't close, and then you would give them more money to iterate, and then you would end up with something that was okay, right? Or you would rely on the factory to like really get most of the way there because they have designers, they have engineers a lot of times. You'd be like, well, that's good enough. Like, it's better than what's on the market, but it's not perfect. It's not great. I would do something different, but I don't know what. And then, you would try to just squeeze that one in, right? that is not ideal. It's not optimal. It's not great. And the market has shifted. And the power of AI is what has changed that. So we're going to talk around how to use AI within DataDive, how to specifically go to ChatGPT and use the data within DataDive to get better answers, and then how to use Midjourney and other tools as well. We're going to come up with a potential main image for your product, a new concept, new idea, design, main image worthy, packaging worthy, and we're going to test that today. And so by the end of the class, the concept that you spent your homework doing, where you had the potential to launch something that is profitable, we're going to go solidify that idea into something awesome today. And so I'm going to walk you through the process. I'm going to show you a case study. I'm going to do it live with you while you're doing it. And then by the end of the class, I'm hoping that you're happy with what you have. We're going to run a poll, and then we're going to go and in the next class and actually source it. And that'll be tomorrow. All right. So tools and tactics. ChatGPT AI prompts for product enhancement. Midjourney or ChatGPT PickFu is the main tool that we're going to use. IntelliV is one that's pretty good that we know that we have a relationship with. And then, we have a seller systems variation strategy. So we spoke a little bit about variations. I'm going to go deeper into that today.